I hope you had a great 4th, and it's nice to see that you kept most of your fingers. Good evening, everyone. So Joe Biden was seen struggling to set up a beach chair on July 4th weekend. It's not his fault. He's not used to a seat without a hole in the center of it. On the 4th of July, Kamala Harris posted, quote, "Things are probably going to get worse before they get better." That's also how she starts her speaking engagements. A leaked memo shows Biden aides wanted an early debate to reach the widest audience possible. They also wanted to hire the widest hosts possible. Because they're fat. Over the weekend, the rapper known as 4Extra lost 2 fingers in a fireworks accident. He's now changed his name to 3 Left. The good news is he's no longer throwing up gang signs. The FBI concluded that Jeffrey Epstein was not murdered in prison. They came to this realization after consulting with the expert medical examiner. Not even putting it in a white coat. Carnival Cruise Lines is facing backlash over new rules, like a 15-drink limit. No playing of loud music or smoking marijuana. Now, some claim that these rules unfairly impact black passengers. Others dispute the claim, saying the policies equally impact Puerto Ricans. But wow, 15 drinks? I mean, some black people say that's just a warm-up. Yeah, she's a lush. President Trump says he wants to have a UFC fight at the White House on the next 4th of July. Well, I'll start auditioning ring girls, said one man. And finally, Ozzy Osbourne reunited with Black Sabbath to play his final live concert ever. The highlight was when he bit the head off an old bat. All right. Nice. You can't go wrong. So back in 2009, Zohran Mamdani, or whatever, the Socialist Democrat nominee for New York City's mayor, identified as black or African American when he applied to Columbia University. I guess there was no box for trust fund communist douchebag. But it didn't work. He didn't get in. He probably shouldn't have included a referral letter from this lady. But now, Zohran says he doesn't consider himself black at all. I guess it was that Justin Trudeau kind of black, where you just wipe it off at the end of the day. But it raises the often ignored question: how can you claim to be oppressed when you know the claim gets preferential treatment? I mean, why would anyone voluntarily choose an identity that supposedly holds you back unless you knew it could actually move you forward? So he saw the grift, using a false disadvantage to actually get ahead. He was lying to get what he wanted, like when I used to tell women that I love them. He wasn't confused, he was calculating. Mamdani knew that applying while black could be a ticket past the velvet rope of Ivy League admissions. And that was in 2009. Since then, identity politics has exploded into a full-blown access pass for corporations, schools, girls' locker rooms. So with one stroke of the pen, this privileged progeny of Hollywood and academia tried to leapfrog over everyone else. And that's Mamdani's background. Dad's a professor, mom's a director, both Indian, making him Indian. Because he was born in Uganda, yes, born and not descended from, he checked the black box. That's like claiming you're Hispanic because your mom went into labor at Taco Bell. The hot sauce will do it to you. But hell, even Uganda doesn't consider him Ugandan. You need Ugandan ancestry for that. So why didn't he just say what he was? Well, Indian Americans have the highest median household income in the U.S. I know. I didn't know Uber drivers made that kind of money.
Oh, racist would say.
And you're racist for laughing. But being of Indian heritage isn't a resume builder when you're auditioning for the Oppression Olympics. So he pulls a Kilmeade, faking a limp so he can board first on Delta. But you notice it's always the lefties who pull this kind of shit? Their thinking is, we created this game, might as well take advantage of it. So he dumped his past and he picked the one that carries social capital. Still, he didn't get in, which means his transcript had so many D's in it, it looked like Governor Pritzker's bra. Guess he'll never get that degree in advanced flag burning. Now, you could call his lie a youthful indiscretion, but his entire brand is built on exploiting the very system he gained back then. He peddles victimhood and scolds America while living off its generosity. Sound familiar? It should. His campaign is pure progressive pablum: identity politics, open borders, Palestine cheerleading, and trans activism. And the act is simple: use the system to destroy the system. Today's left uses asylum laws to flood the country, then calls you cruel when you resist. They use free speech to defend movements that seek to cancel free speech. And they use the Americans with Disabilities Act to defend Joe Biden. They take advantage of every loophole America offers, then attack the very values that created those openings. This kind of lefty is like a bank robber who holds customers hostage to guarantee his own freedom. He understands that in our system, we care about hostages, and he grifts our compassion. So it's not about leading. Leftists want to dismantle, then control. But they're smart enough to do it from the inside, aping the oppressed while chasing the privileges and power of the elite. And when we say they're going to collapse the system with awful ideas, they say, exactly. Tonight's guest! His wardrobe says you'll never take me alive, Batman. Host of Making Money on Fox Business, Charles Page. She's been in more men's locker rooms than Tim Waltz. Host of the Michelle Cabroya podcast, Michelle Cabroya. He watched the fireworks from the roof of his refrigerator box. Founder of Studio TST.com, Michael Loftus. And she puts her baby to sleep the old-fashioned way by letting him watch Jesse Waters, New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor. Charles, I get it when people say, who cares about New York? You know, they deserve what they deserve it because this is what they vote for. But this guy's a rising star among the Dems. Yeah. Now, you're a black man, or so I'm told. Does this offend you?
Oh, yeah, on many levels.
Yes.
On many levels, yeah. I put out a post over the weekend on this, and well, it was actually an interview Sharpton did with Jeffries. And it was so amazing because he said, well, let's not worry about that. We're concerned about affordability. And I got to tell you something. What I said, and I really mean it from my heart, is what these black Democrat leaders have done over a period of time is they've actually pimped out the black suffering in this country. From you consider slavery, Jim Crow, lingering racism. My family's from Alabama. I felt it as a kid walking in Alabama, the tension, the anger, the hate, so to give that away, the term that really blew it was people of color. What the is people of color? I mean, I'm so confused. So now you have a rich Indian who can come over to America and get something that ostensibly was designed to help, right? Okay, listen, you had you're behind the 8 ball a little bit. We'll try to help a handful of you if we can.
Yeah.
And even then, he didn't qualify.
Yes.
I mean, so now the Asians should be upset. Like, how the hell, he tried to save his age, and they're like, no, you're not. Look at your grades, right? So, you gotta be kidding me. He offended everyone. Everyone should be offended, but I'm really serious when I say that black Democrat leaders have sold black Americans down the river in a way that it's beyond painful. Mm-hmm. It's beyond reprehensible. It really is.
Do you know where the phrase "sold the river" came from? Slavery. Yeah. I just learned that the other day.
You're wrong.
I shouldn't tell you I just learned it the other day. I should have acted like I was knowledgeable.
Like Martha Stewart, she's act like she knew all that stuff, right? You can take empty egg cartons and do this with them. Get them. You didn't know that. Someone just told you that. Look,
I would like to do a racist craft segment. You can make a handy hood out of a pillowcase. The fact that you're laughing at this disgusts me. All right. Michelle, I am jealous of you because you do not live in New York. So are you worried?
But I live in Minneapolis. It's just as bad.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Maybe worse.
You should move to
Maybe
New
worse.
York.
I may have to.
All right, let me ask you this. We do young things when we're stupid. I don't know how old he was in 2007. He's like, what, 30?
Applying to college, right? So
Yeah.
he was.
So should we cut him slack that he was just being a typical 17 or 18-year-old punk?
No, I mean, right? Look, so as you said, he identified as Asian and African American. So now what? He's Tiger Woods, okay? So I wish there were boxes on these things for liar, lack of integrity, and anti-Semite. He could have checked all of those, right? But what you said is important. This guy is supposedly a rising star. And you understand the charisma. Like, if he was on your side, on your team, you could see the great smile, all this stuff, the eating rice with his hands, how authentic, But I had Mike Lawler, a New York congressman, on my podcast, which you really should subscribe to, by the way. But here's what he said. He said, this is not a party issue. This cannot be Republicans versus Democrats. This is about New York. It's about saving New York from sure destruction. If you have socialists leading the largest city in the world, in the country, and the biggest financial capital of the world, what do we come to? So this guy has no integrity. He's anti-Semitic. He has shown us everything that he is, and now he's added a liar.
Which means he'll probably win. So Michael, always good that you dress up for today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wore my new blue jacket.
Yes.
I got this from the mailman.
You know,
I don't have a house. He never comes by. I have to wait by strangers.
That's so nice. So this guy ticked the wrong box. You live in a box. Are you offended that he misappropriates boxes?
Yes. Yes. And he took 2 boxes.
Yes.
Right?
Asian.
I just have the one. He took Asian and African. Not cool. And that's probably what his undoing was.
Yes.
Right? Because they're like, Asian and black? Let's see this guy's picture. Wait a second. He was trying to trick us. This is the least offensive thing that he's done, right? This Zohran Mamdani. That's his name. I like Trump calls him Mamdani the commie, which is just great. Mamdani the commie. This guy, his name sounds like an off-brand Ozempic. How did you lose the weight? I'm on Mamdani. With his socialist policies, the weight just melts right off.
You're doing Christopher Walken doing Donald Trump.
Yes. Yeah, I don't do Donald Trump. I do Christopher Walken. Yeah, Mamdani, he's a wackadoodle. I don't like this guy. His dad's a millionaire. His mom's a millionaire director. He's a failed rapper. He was young cardamom, which is like a weird Indian sweater, I guess. I'm freezing. I need a cardamom to wear. I don't like him. And he wants to have like free government-run grocery stores
Yes.
or government-run Grocery stores, yeah, that'll be great. Imagine waiting in line at the DMV to buy an old banana. His ideas are bananas.
Thank you. I'm so confused by the mashing of. You might have invented a new kind of thing where you do 2 impressions at once.
Yeah.
Kat, are you just amazed that he still didn't get in?
Yes.
How bad were his grades?
Because I got in.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I did.
What year?
It was for grad school. I applied in 2010, and I got in, but I didn't go because I couldn't afford it because I didn't have the rich parents.
Yes.
So I did get in, though. But it is a common thing where I feel like they're just playing a sort of trauma Olympics all the time. And it's not just politicians. Even reality TV is infested with it. You ever watch The Bachelor in the most recent seasons where it's like when you go and you get that one-on-one date, you have to sit down to dinner, you have better got your trauma ready to go. If you are white, you had better hope that you were bullied for a lisp or have a dad that doesn't love you. Or you're going home. You sit down. They don't talk about the relationship. They sit down, and then the guy, you're like, you made me break down my walls of blah, 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 blah. If you come without a trauma, if you sit there and you're like, yeah, my childhood was pretty normal, my parents love me, you're going home. Pack your suitcase.
It's like every college essay has to be about your dad not loving you or something like that. If you say my life's pretty good, so I'm going to talk about, like, you know, I don't know, my dog, you're not getting in. You got to say my dad beat me, he was a drunk, all that. And you can actually then tell your dad you did it, and he's like, oh, it's okay, as long as you get in, kid.
Exactly.
What's your name again? Daddy's little helper.
It shouldn't be a substitute for a personality.
Yeah, true. I'm glad you said that.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.